students, how are you all? I hope you are mostly fine and enjoying your studies through our YouTube channel. Students, as you all know that we, the Indians, were really nearly more than 200 years, we were in the hand of the Britishers. We were just slave in their hands. We don't have our own constitution, we don't have any fundamental rights, fundamental duties. So many things were not being available to us. We were just like puppets in the hands of the Britishers. And we also know that how we were being exploited by the Britishers. You might have seen in the different kinds of television serials has been made on the same topic. Different movies have been made, and you might have also listened the same stories from your great grandparents and your grandparents also. So the thing is that how we were being exploited on this, and how these Britishers have came to India, how they have known that yes, they should be coming to India, how they have came, how they have settled down, because in India, such a vast and huge country it is, and apart from it, so many big kingdoms were there, so many big kings were there, big empires, soldiers, and so many things were available. Even though how we came into the trap of the Britishers and how they have ruined our country, how they have exploited us and made us stay for more than 200 years, which is not a small year to say. So let's see how they have came. The British from traders to the rulers. Earlier, the Britishers, when they have came to India, they have came as a traders, and finally they have started ruling our country. They have transformed them to a ruler. But before the arrival of the Britishers, so many other countries were there who have tried to came to India and start their trade with our country. Apart from it, the most important thing for starting trade with India was that one should be knowing the route through which they should be reaching India. Before that, India was having a very nice trade with the European countries and the Arab countries. Arab countries, when we were undivided, India was there at that time. That means Pakistan was a part of India, so that Arabian countries were having a trade with us through a land route which was available, and the European countries were using the sea routes to come to India and have a trade with it. So by Red Sea they used to come to India and do their trade, and when they used to showcase their profits and say about the Indian culture and Indian the things, different kinds of varieties, things available, which are available in India. So many other countries were also becoming so much interested that yes, we should be also bring their trade with India, because it is such a profitable thing to have a trade with India. They were used to buy Indian spices, Indian indigo, Indian opium, Indian cotton, Indian fiber from us at a very small rate, at a very low rate, and they were taking those things on their big ships, and they were selling to the Western countries at a very higher rate when they were processing it, refining it, and they were earning lots and lots of profit to it. So this thing was there which was attracting so many people to come to India and start up their business and start doing their business in India. Fine. But the most important thing was there how they should come to India. Suppose this is the rest of the world. This is rest of the world and this is India. Right? So how they should be coming to India was the most important task to do, because rest of the world only the Europeans were traveling through Red Sea. Fine. and they used to come to India, but this rest of the world wanted to know the route through which they should be able to reach India. Fine, and at that very time, the one can say the compass or this high tech type of technologies, Google and things like that was not available. So it was very much complicated to find one country which one has to find on the map. What happens when these European countries and the Arab countries were having a trade with India? They were flourishing, their trade was flourishing very higher, and they were earning lots and lots of profit through it. But this was not seen by the Turks. What they have done in the year 1453, they have banned their routes to travel to from their country. Fine. So this has given a very this was a quite a, one can say, got a very bad news for the European countries, that this was the route through which they were flourishing higher, they were doing their trade, but when this route is banned, they were not able to do a trade. So this was the idea. Now they have to search for a new sea route through which they could reach India and continue their business. At that time, Spain and Portugal were the countries who were doing their business with India at a very higher rate, at a very profitable rate. Now, this man named Vasco da Gama was a person who has found a new sea route through India by which they could reach India. Fine. So, how he has found India, how he has discovered India, let's find out. So, yes, now let's see, students, how this Vasco da Gama has found a route towards India. In the year 1498, Vasco da Gama has started his journey from Portugal, and he has moved towards Africa on this sea route. He started moving, and he had reached one of the lowest point of Africa, which he has given the name of Cape of Good Hope. Why Good Hope? Because Good Hope क्या एक आशा है, एक अच्छी चीज को पाने के लिए निकले थे वो तलाश में इंडिया के, यहाँ तक पहुंच गए, उसकी उन्होंने क्या था, एक अच्छा है, यहाँ गुड होप है, हमें एक अच्छा आशा मिल रहा है कि हम आगे इंडिया को फाइंड आउट कर लेंगे. और जब यहाँ पे भी मुंबई से पहुंचे, लोकल ट्रैवलर्स की मदद से और मॉनसून विंड की वजह से इन्होंने बहुत ही इजीली ट्रैवल कर गए ये यहाँ पर हमारे इंडिया में कालीकट कोस्ट के पास. एंड नाउ when this sea route was discovered by Vasco da Gama in the year 1498, India has came into a big picture. Now, those countries who wanted they should be doing their trade with India, but they don't know how to reach India. Once this route was discovered, now they were so happy that yes, we have find a route how we can reach towards India and how we can carry on our trade with India. As India was a country which was very much rich in spices, and these spices and cotton, their fabric work, spices, opium, indigo, gold, all these things were so much in demand by the Western countries. But unfortunately, earlier they don't know how to travel and reach to India. Once this sea route was discovered, India has came to a picture, and Dutch, Portuguese, European, Britishers, French, so many people, so many countries were attracted towards India as the route was discovered. Now there was a very much tight competition, as earlier only Europeans were there in the market to by which they used to do their trade with India, but now different countries, different competitors were also increasing day by day, as now the sea route has been discovered. Fine. So one person has discovered the route, but it was beneficial for others also, because now they were knowing how to reach India and continue their business by establishing their ports, colonies, and so many things. We will be discussing one by one how these different companies have came to India. As we have discussed at Arab and the European countries were doing their business, and when their route was stopped, now the European countries has also came to the route as one person has discovered the route. Now, apart from it, as now Portuguese, now this Portugal people have started doing their trade with India. Yes, students, as we have seen that by the discovery of the sea route by the Portuguese, now they have came into the picture. Now, apart from European, these Portuguese were establishing their companies and started doing their trade with India. So let's see how trade by Portuguese in India, how these Portuguese people have done their trade in India. Fine. They were easily able to do the trade because now free trade route was available without the interference of any of the country that this is my route, you are not supposed to go through. This kind of mischiefs were not there. They have discovered the route and they were taking the advantage of it. Secondly, they had a friendly relation with the Zamorin of Calicut and the rulers of Cochin. As we have seen, when the Vasco da Gama has found the route, they have gone to Calicut. Fine. So, what has happened that the people who were ruling over there, they had a family relation with the Cochin rulers and the Zamorin of the Calicut. Now they were having a friendly relation, so they were easily able to do the trade because these rulers and the Zamorins does not know that how these people, what are the intention of these people. They were just thinking that yes, these people are there, they are coming from the different countries and they want that they should be doing their trade with us. Fine. So they didn't know the bad intention of these people. So they were having a friendly relation. So they have allowed them to do the trade. Fine. Now, they were the first, they have started their first trading center at Calicut in 1500. Fine. They have started doing their trade and slowly and steadily in Calicut they have started, they have opened their trading center also in 1500. Fine. And this person, Almeida or Portuguese, was made the governor of this Portuguese empire, and later on he was made the viceroy of Portuguese in India. Fine. We can say like he became the representative of Portuguese people in India. Like if we talk about one classroom, we have one class representative. In house we have house representative. Class we have class monitors. So just like that, as these people were the foreigners who came to India to have their trade, so this Almeida was made that he will be the governor, and later on he was made the viceroy of Portuguese people in India. Right? In 1510, they have captured Goa from the Sultan of Bijapur and made Goa its capital. Fine. Now let's see that they have found the sea route, right, in 1498, and very soon they have settled their trading center in 1500, and just in 10 years, in 1510, they have captured all Goa and from the Sultan of Bijapur, and they have made Goa as its their capital. Fine. So you can see they have find the sea route, फ्रेंडली रिलेशन स्टैब्लिश किया, एक सेंटर बना लिया, वाइसरॉय नियुक्त कर दिया, और उसके बाद वहां पे उन्होंने गोवा को कॉन्कर करके वहां पे उनको अपनी कैपिटल भी बना दी. उसके बाद कालीकट, कोची, गोवा, दामनडुल, सल्सफर बेसिन, बॉम्बे, हुगली बिकेम देयर सेटलमेंट्स. ठीक है, तो ये धीरे धीरे उन्होंने यहाँ तक, आप देखिए तो बिल्कुल कॉर्नर के साइड ये सारे कोचिंग के साइड ये एरियाज आते हैं, कालीकट, गोवा, दामन एंड दीव, ठीक है, बॉम्बे सारे. तो उन्होंने उतनी एरिया में अपना स्टैब्लिश कर लिया पाया. उनके बाद उनकी मोनोपोली हो गई. स्लोली एंड स्टडीली यूरोपियंस वर आउट इन द मार्केट एंड दे हैव स्टार्टेड देयर मोनोपोली. मोनोपोली मतलब होता है एक छत्र राज. मतलब कि जो काम कर रहे हैं, जो भी ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं, जो भी सामान बेचने खरीदने का काम हो रहा है, जब वो एक ही व्यक्ति विशेष करता है तब हम उसको बोलते हैं मोनोपोली। तो उस टाइम पे पोर्टुगीज की हो गई थी मोनोपोली, कोई भी कंट्रीज को वो अपने सामने टिकने नहीं देते थे। राइट, उसके बाद एडवांटेजेस ऑफ प्रिंसेस, इन्होंने एडवांटेजेस कैसे लिए प्रिंसेस की, क्योंकि जो इंडिया के जो राजकुमार और राजा थे बहुत ही शान शौकत ऐशो आराम में जीने वाले थे। उन्होंने ये सोचा भी नहीं था कि जिनके साथ हम व्यापार करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, इजाजत दे रहे हैं, कल को वो हमारी ही गद्दी पे आके बैठ जाएंगे। तो हुआ क्या कि वो लोग आपस में ही लड़ते मरते रहते थे, कोई कहीं पे आक्रमण कर रहा है, वो उनकी एरिया को कॉन्कर करना चाहता है, वो उनके रियासत को कॉन्कर करना चाहता है। तो इस चीज का उन्होंने एडवांटेज लिया कि वो लोग आपस में लड़ते बढ़ते रहते हैं, हम अपना काम कर रहे थे, हम मतलब द पोर्टुगीज पीपल। So they have took this advantage of the qualities of the princes and the kings that they keep on fighting with the each other। तो उन्होंने कहा कि भाई हम आपका सहयोग करेंगे, आप हमारे हमसे दोस्ती कर लीजिए, हमारे साथ ट्रेड करिए। वो लोग हाथ मिला देते थे और वो लोग उनकी कैप्चर कर लेते हैं उनके किंगडम को। फाइन, पोर्ट ऑफ मलाबार कोस्ट, उन्होंने अपना एक पोर्ट बनाया। ठीक है, अब एक उन्होंने अपना एक पोर्ट भी बना दिया, कैपिटल भी बना दी, ट्रेडिंग सेंटर भी बना दिया। मलाबार कोस्ट पे अपना पूरा एक बंदरगाह बना दिया जहां से वो लोग व्यापार कर सकते थे। फाइन, अटैक अरब्स एंड द मुगल्स, अब ये जो अरब कंट्रीज होती थी वो भी चाहती थी कि भाई ट्रेड करें इंडिया के साथ, तो पहले से ही करती थी। और ये जो मुगल एम्पायर थे वो भी चाहते, तो मुगल एम्पायर्स को भी उन्होंने टिकने नहीं दिया। अरेबियन कंट्रीज, यूरोपियन कंट्रीज, उनको भी नहीं टिकने दिया, क्योंकि इन्होंने अपनी स्टैब्लिश कर ली थी मोनोपोली कि भाई हम तो भाई पावर में आ गए, हमने सी रूट डिस्कवर कर लिया, हमने अच्छे से फ्रेंडली रिलेशनशिप स्टैब्लिश कर लिए, एक ट्रेडिंग सेंटर लगा दिया 1500 में, और अल्मेडा को वहां का गवर्नर बना दिया, लेटर ऑन वाइसरॉय बना दिया। 1510 में इन्होंने गोवा को कैप्चर कर लिया, अपनी कैपिटल बना दी। धीरे धीरे कालीकट, कोचीन, गोवा, डामन एंड दीव, बॉम्बे, हुगली, बहुत सारी ऐसी आसपास की थी प्लेसेस जहाँ पे भी उनको उन्होंने वहां पे सेटलमेंट कर लिया, और धीरे धीरे हो गई उनकी मोनोपोली, मतलब कि एक छत्र राज, मतलब जो भी काम कर रहे हैं, ट्रैवल करना है, वो कौन कर रहा है, पोर्टुगीज पीपल कर रहे हैं। और उन्होंने एडवांटेज उठाया वहां के जो प्रिंसेस थे, प्रिंसेस जो राजा महाराजा शान शौकत में जियो, और उन्होंने कभी सोचा भी नहीं था कि जिसको हम ट्रेड करने के लिए दे रहे हैं वो हमारे इंडिया में कल आगे बढ़ जाएंगे। फिर उन्होंने फिर अपना एक पोर्ट बना लिया, बंदरगाह बना लिया मालाबार कोस्ट में। ठीक है, और वहां से उन्होंने अरब को भी हटा दिया कि भाई अरेबियन कंट्रीज के साथ भी आप ट्रैवल नहीं कर सकते, और जो मुगल एम्पायर की भी शिप्स वगैरह थी उनको भी नहीं करने दिया। तो ये ऐसे रीजंस थे हाउ वी हैव established their trade with Indian countries and how they have settled and done a quite a nice job in settling, establishing their companies, establishing their power. They have conquered almost this much areas in Goa. They have conquered almost, and they were doing their trade and flourishing higher and higher. Now let's find out the reason when these Portuguese people were traveling a lot, doing their business very well, then what was the reason that they were not being able to so successfully rule us and establish their trade relationship with us for many years? Now students, let's find out that if when European countries were not able to trade, as Portuguese people were flourishing higher and higher, they have established their monopoly in India. Yet, what was the reason for the fall of Portuguese trade? What was the reason that brought them towards the end of the trade with India? First of all, was their behavior was very cruel. Fine, they were forcefully doing the people that they were converting them towards the Christianity. Fine. In India, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, so many different kinds of religion in practice, but their behaviors were very cruel. Earlier, they have started a friendly relation with the rulers in order that they should be establishing their trade routes. One, they have established their trade routes, established their ports over here. Their behavior has totally changed. Fine. Now they were forcing the people to convert them towards the Christianity. So this was one of the major reason for their fall. Fine. Next was the fall of Vijayanagar. Fine. One of the major area was Vijayanagar was coming to an end. The rise of Marathas and the coming of English people in the picture. There Vijayanagar was falling. Marathas people was arising, and at that time the Britishers also came and they have started establishing their trade with India now. Now next reason was in 1588 English defeated the Spanish people. Their empire has come to an end. So this was also a reason why slowly and steadily their empire has fallen down. Next was now English, Dutch were using the same trade route. Earlier the trade route which was being discovered by the Portuguese people, now the same route was being used by the English people also, Dutch people also. So there was now the competition to trade with India was increasing, and now with this increasing competition only the survival of the fittest theory was implemented. So English was the most strongest among them all, we can say. And so these Portuguese people, when they were having their monopoly, now their monopoly is no more, because now English people, Dutch people has also came into the picture. So slowly and steadily their markets were going down and down, and a time has came when they were totally destroyed. Their market has totally down in India, because English was the most important, or one can say most strongest among all those countries which have came to India to do the business. Fine. So English people, the British peoples were there to establish, hire and rule us for more time. Now let's see how these Dutch people have came to India. Students, now let's study how these Dutch and their trade in India, how Dutch people have established their trade with India. Earlier we have seen European countries were there, Arab countries were there, then Portuguese have came to in the picture. They were having a monopoly for few years. Later on, their whole empire was destroyed and they have to leave India. Now, this Dutch people have came to in the picture, and let's see what happens. Dutch East India Company was formed in the year 1602. Dutch people have came and they have established their company in the year 1602. Fine. Established factory in Masulipatam, Surat and Cochin. They have established their mainly factories from which they used to do all their transaction and business activities. In one was there in Masulipatam, Surat and in Cochin. Fine. Now let's see. Now when as we talk about the Portuguese people, they were having their area regarding the Calicut, Daman and Diu, Goa, Madras, Bombay. That areas were being covered. But now that Masulipatam, Surat and Cochin, that means these people are spreading their wings. Right? Now, 30, they have established their trade depot at Surat, Bhuj, Cambridge, Ahmedabad in Gujarat, Cochin in Kerala, Nagapattinam in Madras, Masulipatam in Andhra Pradesh, Sinsura in Bengal, Patna in Bihar, Agra in Uttar Pradesh. Fine. So these, now we can say that these people have covering almost, they were trying to spread out their empire in other parts of the country also. That means if we talk about the Portuguese, their areas were restricted towards the coastal area only. They have established towards the Malabar coast. Now these people are spreading towards Agra in UP, fine, till Uttar Pradesh, in Surat, over their Madras, Bengal. That means that middle part of India they were trying to spread. That means they have spread a lot as compared to the Portuguese people. Now in the year 1615 and 8 they have conquered certain from Portuguese. Fine, they have finally conquered it in the year 1658. In 1602 they have came, and by this time they have conquered it from Portuguese people. Now as we have seen, the trade route was being discovered, and that same trade route was now being used by the Portuguese people. They have gone from the markets against the Dutch people and the English people. So it was but natural that there was a conflict between the Dutch and the British for the trading with India. Fine, because Britishers also wanted to trade, Dutch people also wanted to trade. Now what happened? Portuguese was also willing to trade. Now what happened? Now the trade was done with the weapons. Now the trades were used to be done with the weapons, because suppose one country is having the trade, उन्होंने अपना सामान जो है वो बिल्कुल अच्छे से अपने जहाज पे लाद दिया, तो दूसरे कंट्री के लोगों ने क्या किया, उनका जहाज ही डुबो दिया या उनका जहाज को लूट के अपनी कंट्री में उनका सारा सामान ले गए। तो मतलब कि अब जो ये व्यापार था वो होने लगा अस्त्र शस्त्रों के साथ, क्योंकि अब पहले तो भाई एक ही पर्सन था, उन्होंने अपना ट्रेड किया, दूसरों लोगों जब ट्रेड रूट पता चल गया तब और सब लोगों के भी निगाहों में भारत छा गया कि भाई हम कैसे वहां पर पहुंचे और हम कैसे अपनी ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रॉफिट को जो है वहां पे जाके बढ़ा सकते हैं। तब पोर्टुगीज भी पिक्चर में आए, जब पोर्टुगीज आए तो फिर भी उन्होंने सीक्रेट निकाल दिया, तो ब्रिटिशर्स भी आ गए, डच भी आ गए। अब जब डच आ गए तब उन्होंने धीरे धीरे पोर्टुगीज को तो उन्होंने निकाल फेंक दिया। अब बचे कौन? डच और ब्रिटिशर्स। अब डच और ब्रिटिशर्स के बीच में भी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होने लगी। कोई किस लोग चाहते थे कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम ट्रेड करें इंडिया में, ठीक है। तो क्या होता था, सपोज किसी ने अपनी जहाज में सब सामान लादा कि अब भाई हम लेके जाएंगे अपनी कंट्री में सामान को, लेकिन सपोज ब्रिटिशर्स ने क्या किया, डच के जहाज को ही लूट लिया, उनके जहाज को समुद्र में डुबो दिया, ऐसे कुछ किया ताकि हम क्या है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा ट्रेड कर सके। तो अब ये बहुत ही अस्त्र शस्त्रों के साथ होने लगा। और फाइनली बैटल ऑफ बदारा हुआ इन द ईयर 1759, और जिसमें कि डच को बिल्कुल उखाड़ फेंका था ब्रिटिशर्स ने, मतलब कि उनको परास्त कर दिया युद्ध में, बैटल ऑफ बदारा में इन द ईयर 1759। मतलब कि वो 1602 में और 1759 में वो बिल्कुल उनका नामो निशान मिटा दिया ब्रिटिशर्स ने। अब रह कौन गया? सिर्फ ब्रिटिशर्स। अब हम देख सकते हैं जब ये ट्रेड हुआ था तो पहले यूरोपियंस और अदर कंट्रीज ट्रेड करते थे, फिर पोर्टुगीज आ गए, फिर उसके बाद डच पीपल आ गए, और जो सबसे ज्यादा टाइम तक रहे वो इंग्लिश पीपल या फिर ब्रिटिशर्स रहे, ठीक है। इनके बाद भी फ्रेंच आए थे, लेकिन वो भी उतने सक्सेसफुल नहीं हुए जितना ब्रिटिशर्स थे। उन्होंने अपने आगे किसी और अंपायर को सामने टिकने ही नहीं दिया। उनकी इतनी अच्छी स्ट्रॉन्ग रणनीति हुआ करती थी कि उनके सामने कोई बाहर की कंट्रीज टिक भी नहीं पाते थे, ठीक है। तो ये हुई बात इंडिया में कुछ कंट्रीज जो बाहर के देशों से आई और उन्होंने ट्रेड स्टार्ट किया। ट्रेड उन्होंने किया दोस्ती के नाम पर, ऑफर देने के नाम पर कि भाई हम भी आपके साथ ट्रेड करना चाहते हैं, क्या हमें वो इजाजत मिलेगी। एक बार जब वो इजाजत मिल गई, परमिशन मिल गई, धीरे धीरे उन्होंने अपना कंपनी स्टैब्लिश कर दी, पोर्ट बना दी, बंदरगाह बना दी, और वहां के लोगों को वाइसरॉय बना दिया, वहां का रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बना दिया, और कई सालों तक ये आना जाना लगा। और फाइनली पिक्चर में आए ब्रिटिशर्स, जिसके बारे में हम लोग जानेंगे और समझेंगे कि कैसे वो आए, कैसे उन्होंने एस्टैब्लिश की अपना एम्पायर, और कैसे आप लोगों ने देखा कि धीरे धीरे जो ट्रेड था वो युद्ध का फॉर्म लेता गया। और फाइनली 1759 में जब युद्ध हुआ जिसमें डच पीपल बिल्कुल ही चले गए और ब्रिटिशर्स पिक्चर में आ गए। जिनके बारे में हम लोग डिटेल में अपने नेक्स्ट वीडियो में पढ़ेंगे। तब तक के लिए आप लोग पढ़ते रहिए और आगे बढ़ते रहिए। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।